On Monday, Stack Overflow published the result of its 2021 developer survey. The findings highlight a range of sentiments and economic information such as developer attitudes towards specific dreaded languages and how much certain programming languages pay on average. So, which programming language do developers love and which one should you learn if you want to get paid top dollar? Overall, the results are based on a global survey conducted in May and June of this year involving more than 83,000 software developers. Rust topped the list in terms of language developers love versus the options they dreaded, with 86.98% of responses say they loved Rust compared to the 13% of responses who dreaded it. Clojure ranked number 2 in this regard, with 81% of respondents saying they loved the language versus 18.88% who dreaded it. Interestingly, there is a marked drop-off between the top two and the rest of the field. TypeScript ranked third with 72.73% of respondents saying they loved the language versus 27.27% who dreaded it. In order, Elixir, Julia, and Python round out the top 6. On the other end of the spectrum, COBOL ranked at the least loved programming language with 84.21% of respondents saying they dreaded it, versus 15.79% who loved it. In order, VBA, MATLAB, Objective-C, Groovy, and Assembly sat at the bottom of the list as the top 6 most dreaded programming languages. A portion of the report identifies the programming language developers wanted to have in their arsenal. Stack Overflow determined this language based on the percentage of developers who are not developing with the language or technology but have expressed interest in developing with it. Python topped the list by a wide margin with 19% respondents wanting the programming language, followed by runner-up TypeScript, in order JavaScript, Go, Rust, and Node.js. Round out the top 6 most wanted programming languages. Rust is the most loved language for the 6th straight year, and Python was the most wanted for the 5th straight year. Though it is not as new as Rust, Python is easy to learn and applicable across industries. It is one of the most widely implemented languages and programs tend to be clear and readable, said Khalid Al-Khatib, SVP of Marketing Communications at Stack Overflow. A section of the report ranks programming languages by their correlating developer salary. To determine this figure, the survey asked respondents to list their total compensations. Clojure topped the list at $95,000, nearly $14,000 higher than runner-up F#. Elixir and Erlang both garnered the same pay, $80,000, followed by Perl and Ruby, with both also earning the same pay, $8,000. On the economic flip side, Dart set the bottom of the list at $32,000, just a few grand below PHP. Over the last year, online education opportunities, upscaling, and macro credential have been popular options for people looking to enhance their resumes amid high unemployment and ample time at home due to COVID-19. Khalid Al-Khatib said that some of the factors could play a role in the surge in certain programming languages and more. The rise of easy-to-learn languages and frameworks might also be related to how people are learning to code. Especially after several months in lockdown, digital learning and online resources are very popular, with 60% of people learning to code online, he said. OpenAI has released its new and improved version of Codex. It is AI code compilation model to beta testers through an API. Co-founders Greg Brockman and Elias Taskewer demonstrated Codex's ability during a live stream broadcasted on Twitch earlier this week. They showed the system was capable of generating Python code for simple tasks like printing and formatting tasks given instructions in plain English. If you want to check that Codex is right, however, then yes, you will have to know how to write Python. Codex is the back engine of GitHub Copilot, pair programming software initially launched by GitHub a couple of months ago. The AI model was described as a descendant of GPT-3 by OpenAI. GPT-3 was trained on text scraped from internet and excels in natural language tasks. In order to get it to specialize in code, however, engineers had to fine-tune it on billions of lines of code copied from GitHub. OpenAI Codex is most capable in Python, but it is also proficient in over a dozen languages including JavaScript, Go, Perl, PHP, Ruby, Swift, and TypeScript, and even Shell. It has a memory of 14 kilobytes for Python code compared to GPT-3, which has only 4 kilobytes. So it can take into account over 3 times as much contextual information while performing any task, the AI startup said. South Korean tech giant Samsung has confirmed homegrown new hardware to run machine learning algorithms on its Equinox chipset for smartphones. The kit was designed using Synopsys AI's software Wired first reported. Not much is known about the chip specs or if they have gone into production yet, but there is more than enough competition on the AI smartphone circuit. What you are seeing here is the first of a real commercial processor designed with AI, Gashit Ardegos, the chairman of co-CEO of Synopsys. The news follows Google's announcement that it had also built its own AI chips for its upcoming Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro handset coming later this year. Building accelerators that are optimized to a set of custom AI models seems to be becoming the norm as smartphones use more and more machine learning techniques to process images and the like. Non-profit research org Southwest Institute has been awarded a $34 million contract to help build heavy-duty autonomous vehicles for the United States Army. SWRI is proud to continue developing the latest autonomous and robotic system for the United States military. Joseph Hernandez, a principal engineer working at the institute who is managing the program, said in a statement. This contract offers a more direct link to our end customers and allows us to provide more innovative solutions to support our warfighters. Engineers will develop the software needed to operate high-mobility, multi-purpose wheeled vehicle, more commonly known as Humvees, autonomously. SWRI has contracted with the United States military to help it figure out how to integrate sensors and machine learning algorithms in cars and drones for over a decade. The $34 million funding will be dished out over 5 years.